The views expressed on this program are not those of intellectualradio.com, its subsidiaries, or sponsors. Encouraging, educating, and empowering you into action. This is Warriors Talk with your host, Lady ReShell.
Hello, hello. Welcome to Warriors Talk with author and founder Lady ReShell, where we move away from awareness towards action. It is Relationship Monday. We just heard from Roman with the Drive at 5. Keep it locked right here on Intellectual Radio and allow us to feed your brain. The show is being sponsored by Emanuel Church of God in Christ, located at 3058 West Van Buren in Chicago, with Pastor Michael Richardson. And we are still practicing social distancing. You can catch the Word of God every Sunday morning at 10:15 a.m. on the Facebook page, Emanuel Kojic. Our quote for today is, when you have to start compromising yourself or your morals for the people around you, it's probably time to change the people around you. Our trending topic for today is COVID-19. And our COVID-19 deaths has surpassed 250,000 individuals who have lost their lives to COVID-19. The numbers are at 11.3 million confirmed cases. According to Johns Hopkins University, that's 1,070 deaths per day. And we are expected to go beyond 400,000 deaths by March, which is a year since the pandemic had begun. And we talked about last week about the COVID-19 vaccine that should be coming out in mid-December. And we already know that first up is going to be the essential workers. So those are your trending topics. And joining me today is none other than cancer activist, motivational speaker, and the founder of the Gowan Foundation, Rizal. Gilmore. Hello, Rizal.
Hello, Lady ReShell.
Yeah. Okay.
How are you today?
Let's try that again because I can't hear a word you're saying.
Oh, no.
Yes, there you go. All right. What's up, Biz?
What's going on, Lady ReShell? You know, I'm always excited when it's Mondays because I know Warriors Talk is on, but I'm more excited when it's Relationship Mondays.
Yes, it is Relationship Monday. So I'm really excited about that. So I'm going to make sure right now that I am inviting others in on this video because I want to make sure that people get a chance to comment and they also get a chance to get some of this valuable information. So the relationship debate is the topic for today. And I thought since we've been doing all of this relationship talk, we know that men and women, we don't agree on everything as it relates to relationships. We all heard of the book, Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus. But there are some things that we do agree upon when it comes to relationships. It's just that, men think differently and women think differently. But at the end of the day, some of our views are the same. So let's talk about, Rizal, I know you have your list, so we could go, I'll let you go first. Get out your first one.
First on my list is inconsistency. This has been brought upon a lot of women saying that men are inconsistent, but women, you are inconsistent as well. Men like to know that you are interested as well. We like to be known that we're being thought of throughout the day as well. And often this doesn't happen because there's a big perception that we are the hunters and men are supposed to be doing this and we're supposed to be doing that. And the women are supposed to be just there like, oh, yes, come find me. That was then. This is a new day and age. Times are different. The millennials is totally different. You can't be like that now. Now it just comes to the point where you got to go for what you want. You got to go and get it. So if you want him or you want her, you have to go get them. The inconsistency has to stop. You can't be interested and inconsistent at the same time. I can't understand how 1 minute we're talking for a couple days and then 3 days later, it's like a ghost town. You're like a ship just sailing off like, geez, what happened? It's like a routine. You go from this point to this point to this point, and then you're back again. You meet, You're happy, you talk, you like them, they leave, you start again, repeat.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if that's inconsistency or that's just, being a woman and not trying to switch into that role as the hunter, because we can switch into it really quick and it's really not our job to hunt. I'm gonna feed off you. So whatever you're doing, I'm gonna feed off of your lead. If you slacking and you're inconsistent and contacting me, then that's what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna be overbearing. And every time you turn around, I'm the first one calling. I'm the first one making dates. No, that's not a woman. I'm kind of old fashioned in that area. I don't approach men. I never have. I've never made the first move when it comes to men. I never have. I will let you know I'm interested, but I'm not the type to step to you and be like, hey, what's up? Let me get your number. That's not me. That's not me.
So if a man is calling you, if he's calling you and he's saying, the good morning, beautiful texts, and he's sending all those things, and he's very consistent with that every single day, should you not say anything? Should you not put forth any type of effort, especially if you are interested? Should you not, hit him once in a while and say, hey, how are you doing today? Because it seems as though if I'm the one that's always contacting you first and I don't hear from you, if I stop for a week and you don't do it, does that mean that you just wasn't interested?
No, doesn't mean that I wasn't interested. It just means that I like for you to send the good morning text first. I'm going to always respond to the text. And it may be a morning where I may get up and feel like, oh, good morning. But this is what I found in my experience is when I do that, the guy gets lazy. And now I find myself sending these text messages every morning. And then maybe he'll respond by noon. So I'm following your lead. So if you send the text messages, I'm going to respond to you every time you do it.
Well, I understand. Give me the same energy that I give you. But somewhere down the line, I'm not saying, I'm not saying all women, not all, but some women has gotten lazy when it comes to this. Because if I'm sending you texts and it's been consistent day after day, and all of a sudden I stop and you don't hear from me for a week, and you don't bother to reach out to say, hey, you know what? Something's wrong because I didn't hear from such and such. And the following week, I contact you back. Hey, how you doing? And it's like, oh, well, I haven't heard from you in a week. It works both ways, or at least it should.
It should. Okay, so are you texting? Are you saying your woman, or are you just texting some random person?
Someone new that you are interested in.
Okay.
That you both took the steps. Okay. I like you, you like me. Okay, let me put my effort in and show you how interested that I am. I'm going to contact you I'm going to stay consistent with contacting you, showing you how much of interest that I have into you.
Okay. So, I mean, if it's somebody new, then I think that maybe you guys should have that conversation. How do you like to be? Like, what's your communication style? Do you like text messages? Do you like phone calls? Like how would you like to communicate? This is how I communicate. And then maybe, they'll take a cue from you then. I would think. I'm the type of person, if you text me in the morning, I'm gonna text you back. Now I may not be the person that's gonna be the first one to text. And again, this is coming from just past experience. And I know that everybody should be given a clean slate, and you should not be bringing old stuff into a new possible relationship. But for me, I like for the man to be the starter. And yeah, I will initiate sometimes, but at the beginning of the relationship, I want it to be the man.
Okay. So this goes on to, which will be, how about your number one? And then I'll go to my number two, because mine is communication and kind of like what we're talking about now.
Okay. So mine is, who pays for the first date? I think, who's paying for this date?
Well, I can say this. I was always,
hold on before you do that, because this isn't related to that. Jerry said they both should put in an effort. Hold on, let me put a comment up here before I try to read it. Okay, she said they both should put the effort in, have that talk about how you will both move forward. I totally agree with that. Sometimes we don't have that conversation, and then, you know, we're wondering like what's going on because we haven't communicated or set down our ground rules at the beginning for us to figure out how we're going to move. Because everybody communicate different. They're not going to communicate the same way the other person you were with did. So I'm sorry, go ahead.
but now here's the throw off to that, what I was going to get to. Again, not all, but some women I have come across, and this is my experience and views and opinions of me and me alone. They say, I don't like talking on the phone. How do you expect to communicate, especially during times like this, if we don't talk on the phone? And I'm not a big texter like that. And I don't read smoke signal. I don't have my window open for the messenger pigeon. I haven't read Braille or what's that? You know what they do in the art. None of those things. So how do you expect to communicate? And for me and us as men to get to know you, and you're going to say, oh, well, I don't talk on the phone. These are issues. These are some serious issues. Again, is that showing interest? Is that being inconsistent because you don't like to talk on the phone?
Okay. So if that's the way they communicate, then excuse me, y'all should be meeting each other halfway. So if she doesn't like to talk on the phone and you do, then okay, babe, how many phone calls can we have per week? And then the rest of the time is just texting. Me personally, if I'm with I like to talk on the phone. So if I'm with somebody who does not like to talk on the phone, we might as well not even try to move forward because it's not going to work. It's not going to work. Jerry said, you don't need to read smoke signals. I'm the type of person that if you don't want to talk on the phone, we are not going to work. I'm sorry. We just not, because I like to talk on the phone. And at 50, you know, texting is for the new age. That's how they do their relationships. That's not me. And so if that's the way you want to communicate, then you need to get somebody that's probably under the age of 30 that want to communicate that way. Because you could be texting somebody and with somebody else. You can be on a date with somebody else while you're texting this person. Yeah, babe. Okay. Yep. I'm doing nothing. Blah blah blah. You know. I want your full attention. And the telephone lets me know that I have your full attention, because not too many women are gonna let you sit and have a phone call while you're right next to a person. So no. Okay, so Jerry said, listen, if she's interested, she will talk on the phone. That's a good point. Jerry. If she's interested. So if she don't want to talk on the phone to you, this is my opinion, Rizal. Okay. If she doesn't want to talk on the phone, if she's texting you, don't text her back. Tell her, pick up the phone and call me. If she doesn't want to talk on the phone, don't be bothered. Just don't.
I get you. And I understand, but to me, and again, views and opinions of blah, 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 blah is my, now see, here's the situation, because when you don't do that and say, okay, well, you don't want to be bothered, to me, that's like giving up. And I don't like to give up on people. I like to give them a fair chance. And I know you're probably going to say, well, that's not giving up. If I'm if I'm very interested in you, you don't know what could be going on in that person's life, but that's not an excuse either. This is where the communication really needs to be put forth, because I need to know how to move going forward. Don't communicate to me and say you like honesty and we're on the same page with everything. And when those things are being done, you're totally different, because you wouldn't want to do what you're doing. You don't want done to you what you don't want being done that you're doing yourself, if that makes sense. So communication is very vital in any type of relationship, friendship, marriage, whatever the case. And that's been lacking in a lot of things. I hear it all the time. Again, not all women, but I want somebody who could communicate. But can you communicate? That has been a big problem. Can you communicate? Do you know how to communicate?
Okay. Again, if you're not having a conversation with this person and they're not telling you that something is going on, and you're telling them, you're voicing that I need you to communicate with me, and they're not doing that, then cut them loose. Jerry said, being older, I totally agree. Talk to me on the phone. I want to hear your voice. I want to have your attention. I want to have that attention. I totally agree with you. I'm not about to play. No, I'm not doing it. I text my kids. No, even my kids, we talk on the phone. Like, I'm not doing this with you. If I don't have your full attention, I don't want any of it. So,
that's right. But then the debate comes in. If you're not having your phone, because a lot of men and women, when they go out on a date or something, their phone is turned face down. So people think that they're trying to hide something, or they're not being truthful about something because they don't want their phone to ring.
Why is it face down? What's the point? Why is it face down?
Well, that's the thing, because some people think that they're trying to hide something. Other people say because some people say, well, because I am trying to give you that full attention. I don't want to see it ringing or hear it or anything. So it's out of the way, out of sight. So I care enough to give you the full attention. That's why it's
on do not disturb. If you're on a date, put your phone on do not disturb. I tell my kids, I'm on a date, don't call me unless somebody is dying. Put it on do not disturb, and you don't have to worry about it ringing. Put it on do not disturb and let it sit there on the table face up, and it won't ring. And they be like, oh, wow, ain't nobody even calling while they here. I got their full attention. Like, be smart about it instead of turning it upside down like that. If we're just dating, I could care less if, your phone is upside down or whatever. If we're in a relationship, that's different. That's different.
But it's going to glow, though. If anybody calls, it may not ring, but it's still going to show the picture or whatever you got. The number's going to pop up or whatever the case. My thing is, out of sight, out of mind. Just don't even bring it. Don't even bring it. Put it on the table. Leave it in your pocket.
If we're at dinner, why is your phone on the table?
That's what I'm saying.
Put it in your pocket.
You will be very surprised.
If you want to make a phone call, be like, I gotta use the bathroom and I'll be right back. Go do whatever you got to do. But if we're in a relationship, it's totally different. It's totally different. Okay, so mine was who pays for the first date? If we're going out on a date, who's paying for this date? If you ask me to go out on this date, who's paying for this date?
If I asked you to go out on a date, I was raised that anytime you ask the person to do anything when it's going out, that is on you, that you're taking care of the bill. And as a man, as I was raised, that's what we're supposed to do anyway, especially if this is a woman that we are trying to court, that we are trying to date and try to be with. Yes, I would say that the man is supposed to pay on the first date. I know this new age stuff, they want to go, we could go half or, Dutch as they called it or whatever, but that's just not me. I'm like you. I'm a man of a certain age. I'm old school with it. I don't care, we're not getting along or not. I'm going to pay for it and I'm going to go about my way later on. At the end, you'll find out. I probably will just text you.
Okay. So Brenda, you are right on time. We're talking about the dating debate. Jerry said, if you're on a date, silence it, put it away. I totally agree. Agree. I shouldn't even see it at all. Like, no. So I'm not paying for a date if we're out. I'm sorry. So if we're out, the man should pay for the date. If you ask me out, you pay for the date. Now, every now and then I may pay if we're dating. Every now and then I may come out of my pocket every now and then, but I expect for the man to pay for the date. Now, if it's your birthday or something, yeah, I may splurge. If it's just a special day and I just want to treat you, yeah. But if it's gonna be like, we're going half on the date. If we're going half on the date, then I'm going on a date by myself. I don't need you to go half and I'm paying my own half and we together. No, I could go by myself. I'm not doing that. I'm not paying 50-50 and we dating. I'm not doing it.
Do you think at some point that men, they begin to lose interest because you want to go out on a date and he wants to go with you, but every time he's going out on a date, he's coming out of pocket? Men, we do get tired of that. Like, you know what? I don't feel like going because you know what? She in my pockets and nah, man, I'm not beat for this. Like, she needs to to show some type of like, hey, I got it this time based something. Show me that we're building a partnership here that is not one-sided.
No. The man is the head, right? You want to be the head. You want to be the leader, right? Now, if we partners, that means everything we doing is going to be 50-50. So before you make a move, you got to check with me, right? That's not how God set it up. Jerry said the man should pay. That's how we was raised. Men will pay for the date. They will pay for the date. They not fussing about how many times we done went out and they looking at you when the check come. Because when you looking at me, I'm putting on my lip gloss and stuff. I'm checking my phone. I'm not even going for my purse. I'm not.
Wait, is that still the first date? Or are we talking like dates later?
It could be days later. I just told you I'm not paying all the time. I may pay for your birthday every now and again. I may pay. But if you are the man in the relationship, then I want you to be the man. I'm not taking out a man that's have feminine ways and he wants me to pay. No. If you want to be the man, then you pay. I will pay some of the time, but I'm not, like I said, I'm not going half with you. I'm not doing that. I might as well go by myself.
So
right?
you look like a 1 out of 5 type of woman.
No, it's a lot of us out here. Brenda said, right? Brenda said, yes, men do.
What is the men on this feed? We need more people to.
I agree. Okay, Brenda said, ladies, you do have to come out of pocket sometimes. Yes, the man gets tired. Help him out. Yeah, like I said, I will help him out sometimes. Now, if we marry, that's totally different. Yeah, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Our money is in the same pot. So, who paying this time, babe? Okay, that's different. But if we're dating, right? We're dating. I'm expecting the man to pay. Now, maybe, be creative with the dates. So you ain't got to come out of pocket every time. Find something to do where you ain't spending a lot of money. Most of the time when men trying to impress the woman, they trying to wine and dine you so that, they can get whatever it is that they want. They'll spend that money because it's an investment for them. They'll spend it. So you have to be creative. I'm sorry. I'm just, like I said, I'll pay every now and then, but don't be looking at me when the check comes thinking I'm about to come out of my pocket. And no, I'm not doing it. That's what men do. Men pay for dates. That's what they do. Rizal, like what?
I was trying to see what Jerry is saying.
And I agree. She said, here's my thought on that. Everybody runs short sometimes, but he should let me know. Let me know before we hit this door. Babe, I'm short. Now, if this is my man, yeah, but if this is somebody I'm dating, okay, we don't need to be dating because you need to worry about your money. How you trying to date somebody and you can't even afford to you can't take me on a date? Be creative. Like Jerry, be creative.
I think if a man is lacking money, that is a point of being creative. But women are like, oh, you know what, babe? I think I want to go to Top Golf. Or I want to go to Ruth Chris or this weekend. Wouldn't that just be nice to do that? And here you are now scratching your head thinking, well, how am I going to pay for this? Because you want to do the right thing because that's what she wants to do. So you're trying to please her by taking her to Ruth Chris where she wants to go. But you get there, and if you have discussed those things, look, don't be going down there ordering the prime rib with the 2 lobster tails.
How you gonna tell me what to order on a date? How you gonna tell me what to order? You invited me out. I should be able to order what I want.
But this is why I said this is if
calculate you don't the prices before we get there. Take into account that I may order the same thing you order. Add that up. Include the tip. All right, I don't want to stay on this long because I really have a lot of them to go. For those who are watching this, we are live on Intellectual Radio, and we're talking about the relationship debate. Please share this show out. Please share it out. We are reading your comments.
Invite your friends
so that somebody else can get this information. Hold on, Rizal. Let me just. I want to, because I don't want to. Otherwise, we're not going to get through any of these. Okay, so we disagree on that. Like we're not going to agree on everything. So the next one I had. Is it your turn? Is it your turn?
No, it's your turn.
Okay, so
Day two.
is love a choice or a feeling? Hold on. Brenda says, ladies, you have to come out of, did I read this already? You have to come out of your pocket sometime and invest in a relationship so you won't look like a gold digger. I totally agree. Agree. And I'm not going to be the one that's be like, okay, let's go out every weekend. I'm trying to go to these 5-star restaurants. No. Especially if I know what your salary is and I know what you can afford, I'm going to try to be creative. Jerry says,
but that's if you're married though. But again, if you're dating and you're trying to impress her, you're going to try to do those things like, okay, that's where you want to go. Then fine, let's go. And then she's happy, like, oh, he takes me wherever I want to go. But the minute you say, well, look, babe, I don't think we can make it there tonight. Oh, you trying to play me? Oh, you cheat. Then you get that whole
I don't know what kind of
backlash.
I don't know, Jerry. Okay, and this is exactly what Jerry is talking about. She said, I really think that it's part of communication. You mentioned that, Rizal. He should be he should put his cards on the table up front. Yep. So he won't get caught being short. So this is that communication thing. Say up front what it is, babe. Okay. And this is why it's important for the man to make the plans. If you're making the plans on where we're going to be going to eat, what we're going to be doing, then the woman is not controlling where we're going. So she's not picking all these expensive restaurants. You make the plans. Stop saying where you want to go. I don't know where you want to go. I don't know where you want to go. I don't know. Make a freaking plan. Come up with something and stop complaining. Okay, I want to move on to this next one because this one.
What's the next one? Because we're going to run out of time. We always do.
The whole show on this by itself. Okay, wait a minute. Wanda B says, I agree. If he makes the plans, he can watch. He can watch his own life. I love it. I totally agree. Don't be looking over at me because I'm not about to dig in my pocket. I'm just not. As soon as the check comes, I'm just gonna sit there. And I will pay sometimes. I will pay sometimes, but it'll be sometimes, not all the time.
Well, question. How about he pay, you leave the tip? I'm
not leaving the tip. You pay for it. Just pay for it. Why?
It was just a question. Jeez, you gotta be clutching my pearls, girl.
He makes the plans. I'm just saying. You pay for the whole thing. I'm not doing it. It makes me look at you as less of a man if I'm coming out of my pocket. I'm looking at you like, okay.
And that's the problem right there, because men are looked upon as less if they can't afford to take these women to these different places or do these different things of where they want to go and what they want to do.
I don't mean to overtalk you. Hold on, I got you. We're not asking you to take us to these restaurants. That's y'all trying to make yourself seem like you balling. If you not balling and you got Church's Chicken money, then go to Church's Chicken. That's all I'm saying. Make it romantic. And if you make it romantic, if you can't buy me what I can afford to buy myself, then move. Go. Ain't nobody got time for that. Anybody got time? Brenda said, tips, ladies, lead a tip. Brenda said she would lead a tip. I'm not leaving a tip. I'm sorry. Okay, let's go to the next one. I'm sorry, you guys. We could do the whole show just on this one. Okay, hold on. I'm not leaving a tip either. I'm sorry. Okay, so the next one is love a choice or a feeling?
I think you choose the love. I believe it is a choice.
Love is a choice generated by a decision. You choose who you want to love.
True indeed.
So don't stop saying you fell in love. No, you chose that. You chose to fall in love.
Well, sometimes you can't help who you love. And that's where it begins to get deep.
You can help who you love.
You start, as you begin to spend time with people, you start to see things in them that you never saw in the beginning of the phases, as we say in the beginning. And you see something unique and detail about them as time go on. So your heart becomes a little bit more fonder for them and towards them. It starts to beat a little faster when they're around. And then it gets to a point later on down the years, hopefully it's years that come into play, that boom, now we're getting married and we're here now and we got a family and so on and so on. So hopefully it grows into something you chose to grow into, something that's going to be long term and not short term.
Totally agree. Jerry said that she will leave the chip. She said she loved Church's Chicken. See, there are some women who will.
Right, Jerry.
Jerry will leave it. Come on, Brenda said she will leave it. Wanda. Yes, Brenda said, yeah, love is a choice. Yolanda said, you are so right. I totally agree that love is a choice. So since love is a choice, we should be making better decisions. Talking to myself first. All right, Rizal, you're next. What you got?
So wait a minute, so I can touch on that one
Okay.
thing. So when you leave, so a lot of times women and men, we find it hard to leave the one that we're with. Is that, well, you're making a choice there because you choose to leave the person that you love. How do you, I guess I want to say, how does that fit into play? Because you love this person, but you know they're not good for you. And even though I always say, just because you love them doesn't mean that you're supposed to be with them.
Right.
And I think that's kind of forced thing. So
that let's read Wanda. Wanda B said, I will not spend time with a drug addict. No love would be fallen into. It's the choice not to put myself in a situation to love the wrong choices. You have a choice. You have a choice whether you're going to love this person or not. You know how to remove yourself from situations. We just choose to stay there. Brenda said, then again, love what? Love at first sight is not a choice. It's a choice. That's still a choice. You're choosing to follow through with that decision.
Well, I don't know. I mean, do women believe at love at first sight? Some women do, some women don't.
We believe it. Wanda says she loves herself more. You have to love yourself more because people will use that. They would but you love me and have you doing all kind of crazy stuff. No, like Wanda said, I love myself more. Love yourself more.
No, you're going to allow a person to do what you allowed them to do to you.
Yeah, you
know your true value. You know your worth, and until you can recognize that, you're always going to be. Well, you should always be your first choice.
Exactly.
But you have to recognize that in you.
Yes. Jerry said, we become comfortable with the good and bad. We make bad choices and we need to do better. I totally agree.
I agree. But do we make more bad choices than good choices? Or do we make more good choices and a few mistakes?
I don't know. I don't stop count. I'm not keeping count anymore. I'm just moving forward,
you just like, if it come, it come. If it don't, it don't. I mean, that's understandable. That's how I am too. But
okay, so Gabriella says,
more people tuning in. This is what I'm talking about.
Okay, if y'all tuning in right now, y'all better like and share this show. Share it out. Okay, so Gabby says, nope, I believe in lust at first sight. If that ain't the truth right there, when that honeymoon phase wear off, you like, what? I done got it myself into. So we lust on these people for the first 3 to 6 months, and then after that, the representative is gone, and then you have to make an informed decision. Do you want to stay in this thing or not?
It almost sounds like a game show. Do you pick what's behind door number 3, or do you keep the envelope that I just gave you?
I don't know if I want to. I don't know. But for those of you who are tuning in, we're talking about the relationship debate on Intellectual Radio. I'm with the Biz, and this is Lady ReShell, and we're just going back and forth with some of these. We're debating respectfully. So we just got done talking about, is love a choice? So the next thing I want to move on.
Yes, okay. Go ahead.
So how much time should you spend with single friends?
Well, wait a minute. Let's clarify. Single friends as in girlfriends, y'all just hanging out and all y'all are single, or you and a possible significant other, y'all both single and y'all spending this time together before you said, okay, let's make this exclusive or something. Like which one are you talking about?
Hanging out with your single friends, single male friends, or even, I'm hoping you're not hanging out with no other women. So male friends that are single, you're in a relationship and they're single, but they want to have you hanging out 3-4 times a week doing single stuff when you're in a relationship.
Well, obviously that's not going.
I think it's all froze. So here's my opinion. I think everybody should have an opportunity to have friends so that you can hang out with whether they're single or whether they're married, maybe you can influence the single people to make, better choices and maybe get into a relationship. Not that they're making bad choices, but you should have friends.
You should have, yeah, definitely. But I don't know about that every 3 nights a week and y'all still hanging out doing single-ish stuff. Nah, because you need to be home with your woman, making her happy, building what you two have. You'll have time for your friends, because if they're friends, they're always going to be your friends. So whether you see them once a week or maybe once every 2 weeks, that's fine. But 3 nights, 4 nights a week, and y'all still doing the same thing what y'all was doing when y'all was single? Nah, no bueno. That's no good.
So Wanda says, single friends that respect your relationship can be as much as you want. That doesn't have a negative impact on your relationship. That's true. You have to set those boundaries, and you have to have balance, like Wanda said. You can't, you just can't, because people that don't have anybody, they may not say anything. I mean, that's on you though. They don't control you. You control your own actions. So
No, because they say you are who you hang around. So if you're hanging around a bunch of single people, then people are going to take that you are single too. You have singlish ways about you.
I don't know. Gabby says, as much as you want, they just need to respect you, and you need to have boundaries. That's the bottom line, is that you have to have boundaries. Correct. Just, and that's something that you have to set. You have to set that with your friends. I shouldn't be telling you to do that. That's not true. Telling you.
But this is people of a certain age. We know that because we're man and woman of a certain age. But these new millenniums, if they didn't see it from us growing up, or whoever their models was, their parents growing up, then it's not getting done. And I think that's where the lack has been, because these kids wasn't seeing that growing up. So they don't understand about respect and being in a committed relationship and all those different things.
Okay, hold on, because these comments are coming. Jerry says she agrees with you, Wanda. She totally agree. And Brenda said, thank you. Wanda says, no, I don't act single because they are. Laugh out loud. And you, like I said, sometimes you are the example. You probably, out of that group, if they're single, and they see you and they be like, oh, okay, I want to be more like Wanda. So you don't have to, do what they doing. Just, I don't know, birds of a feather flock together. I don't agree with that all the time. I'm sorry, I don't. Okay, let's move on, because I have so many of them. I know we're not going to get to them all. Okay, for all of y'all who are watching this show right now, I'm hoping that y'all share the show. Thank you for sharing the show. Invite somebody else in on the show so that they can comment and get this information. Hold on, what did Brenda say? She says, why would you hang with single people? Do you want to be? Well, I mean, if I was blessed enough to find somebody and they haven't found their one yet, I'm not going to cut them off. I may not see them all the time. I may not spend, a lot of time with them, but I certainly wouldn't just cut them off altogether. I wouldn't. Okay. Here's another one. You having conversations with your ex, is that okay?
I think that becomes the maturity of your partner. Not all exes are bad. Yes, they are ex. And like I said, just because y'all might have loved each other at one point doesn't mean that you're supposed to be together. And I will say, I have great relationships with my exes. And yes, I still talk to them, because I do believe just because they're ex and it didn't work out for as relationship, whatever, you can always go back to what you were supposed to start off as, and that was friends. So we can't go back to being just friends as we were. Then I don't think that we were ever anything to begin with.
Okay, Wanda B says, if children are involved, yes, with boundaries. Again, with boundaries. And Jerry says, sometimes your friends are single. Yeah, so you can't just get rid of your friends because they're single.
I can see it from back here. No ex, but that's the thing. I think women fear, like, okay, if he or she is still commuting with the ex, then something is still going on. It's not always that case. Understand, when I was married, my first love, which was love at first sight, my first love My wife and her were friends. To this day, me and her are still friends. And I tell her all about my relationships and what's happening and what's going on. And we're obviously better off as friends than we were together.
Okay, wanted to be said, but only acts that respect my relationship. You got to respect the relationship.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
you can't, I mean, all of them probably you can't because, you know, I wanted to say, can we all be friends? Everybody, so
Yes.
we all go out together?
Yes.
You know, you're not about to be hanging out by yourself. Or we going to lunch? No, you're not. No, that's not happening.
Yeah, no.
Set the tone. Don't do anything. You don't do anything that you don't want me to do. So if you don't want me going to lunch with exes, that's my friend, then you don't do it. When you do stuff, you open the door. You open Pandora's box for, you know, the relationship, all sorts of things to happen. So I'm gonna follow your lead. Whatever you're doing, that's what I'm doing. You set the tone for the relationship. So just be careful. You know, it's okay to have friends. You know, yeah. Am I friends with some of my exes? Yes, I am. You know, can you have conversations with that ex while you're present and standing there?
I can.
Can you?
Absolutely, I can. Because they already know that I have moved on and I'm in the relationship.
Okay.
So there should be nothing. You know, there's nothing to hide.
We all know there wouldn't be any infidelities if it was all true. So Jerry says there has to be transparency so that your partner is comfortable. I totally agree. And it's all about you. It's all about that person. Again, let's go back to boundaries. Setting the boundaries for that person to let them know, you know, you let them know what they can and cannot do. They're going to feed off of you. So if you're lenient with, you know, oh, they hugged you, oh, they kissed you, oh, you know, if you have to tighten the boundaries up so that, you know, they won't even think for a moment, oh, I can do this.
So wait a minute. So is that a problem if you and your significant other is out and they know they're there and your ex come over and you give them a hug and maybe a peck on the cheek and hey, how you doing? Is that disrespect?
No,
okay.
You don't have no, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. What? Y'all not together no more? No, we're not doing that. You don't have access to him like that anymore. You don't. So he needs to let her know that you don't have access to me like that anymore. No. I give you a handshake. Hey, extend the hand. So when she comes to him to hug him, his thing is extend the hand. There you go. Hey, how you doing? No.
So should you extend the hand to everybody? Because I know it's not just exes. Because there's plenty of friends that happened to. Because what's good, it should happen for everybody. If I can't hug and do this with this person, then that should count for everybody.
Here's the thing. Like Wanda said, your kissing days are over. Totally agree. Here's the thing. If I'm the type of person that when I greet everybody, and you notice about me, I hug everybody. And I hug everybody. I'll be like, hey, babe. I call everybody babe. Then if another man comes, don't get an attitude. If I do it for everybody. But if I just do it for one or two people, I'm gonna be looking at you're gonna be looking at me like, something not right with that.
Oh no. Well, that's what I mean. I do it like
your movement has to change. When you're in a relationship, your movement, like Jerry said, a handshake is fine. Your movement has to change, especially if you're my husband. You're not about to put your lips on him. I will put my hand right in between. Excuse me. Hi. Turn around. Hi. How are you? I shouldn't have to do that. I'm gonna need you to step up. I'm gonna need you to set the tone. I shouldn't have to say a word. I don't want to be with a man that allows those things to happen. I need him to set the tone. I need him to, no, don't let it happen. Like Brittany said, you extend your hand to your ex. Hey, not a friend. You extend your hand. Hey,
and he will do that. You don't have to worry. A man is going to know. A man is going to let women know that, you know, he's all into you. You don't have to worry about doing none of that stuff. I think sometimes women they step their boundaries when they become a lot, not a little, but a lot territorial with things.
Because men do the same thing. Don't try it. Say people, because men do the same thing. Women, we just check y'all on it.
Humans.
We'll check you on it. Y'all don't like it, but we do it.
This female and male species.
That's
they
right.
do the same thing.
That's right.
The species.
Blame it on the women. He is in charge, and she is setting the tone, and she is setting the tone with the ex. Exactly. If they come to you, soon as they try to hug you, you do the like if they reach their hands out to hug you, you do the break it. You break it, grab their hands. Hey, how are you? That's the Oprah hug. You break the arms and you just take the hands and be like, how are you? So great to see you. This is my girl. This is my woman. This is my wife. Right away. Like, don't nobody have time for that. I don't have time to play no game. I'm gonna let you know up front. Like, we're not doing that. We're not.
Is there any insecurities in that whole thing?
No, it really isn't. It's all about respect. It's all about
Absolutely.
respect.
Absolutely.
I
can agree with that.
It's all about respect. And if you do not teach, I'm teaching you how to treat me. So if I allow all of this stuff to happen, then when I get tired 5 years later and it just explodes because I never voiced to you how that made me feel. So I'm going to let you know right away. If it happens one time, I'm going to let you know right away. I'm going to not saying I'm checking you on it, but I'm going to let you know this makes me feel uncomfortable.
And that's what them Friday conversations and the communication needs to be. That's why whenever it is that when I date or whatever the case, every Friday, I need to know during the week, was there anything that was offended for you? Because you're not going to be throwing daggers at me when a bigger offense come along and I got 7 things and I'm ducking like this, bobbing and weaving, looking like Mike Tyson in his heydays because you had it all built up on your chest. No, we need to take these things week by week. That will be a perfect date night and without criticism or judgment or anything to say what you need to say. So I can understand. Help me understand and learn and grow to learn you.
So as you grow and, you mature, you approach relationships differently. So maybe when you were younger, that wasn't the case. But now that you had the chance to assess different relationships, then you can come to different conclusions on how you want to proceed further. So, and we get less quieter, Kenya says it's all about respect. You voice your opinion and you do it in a respectful way. Kenya say, why wait until Friday? Address it when it happens.
Well,
don't embarrass the person, but if we're at an event, I'm gonna play along, and when we leave or we get in the car, I'm gonna be like, what the heck was that? I don't like that. No, that's no. I'm not gonna, nobody will know that we're into it. I'm gonna wait until we get along, but I'm gonna let you know. I'm not confrontational, but I'm not gonna be a mouse. I'm not gonna be passive. I'm gonna say something. So if you're the type of man that don't want to be confronted, if you're the type of man that wants a woman to be quiet, if you're the type of man just want somebody to be like, yes, 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 I'm not the person. I'm going to be respectful, and let you know how I feel, and I'm going to do it in a respectful way, but I'm going to say something. So, okay, Kenya said, why wait until Friday to address the issue that we're having? No issue is going to be addressed. What? No issue is going to be addressed then. Exactly. So just do it right then and there. When you get a quiet moment, be like, hey, babe, that really made me feel uncomfortable. That made me feel uncomfortable. I would really appreciate if you wouldn't do that again. And, or you would just go about it a different way. It's because we, sometimes we don't say anything, or I always say pick your battles, but if it's bothering you, then say something about it.
Now, I would say if it's bothering you that bad, then yes, say something then. But what I was saying, just assuming that date night may happen on a Friday night or a Saturday night for you two. That's why I said wait till Friday to say, to bring it up in conversation, because it gives you something to talk about while y'all are on your date and having fun.
Here's my thing about waiting till Friday. So if it happened on a Monday, and if I'm waiting till Friday to tell you, things are going to fester. All sorts of things are going to be in my head. I probably done told my girlfriend. She done told me something. I done told my mama. My mama done told me something. And now I get to you. I got a whole attitude.
But it also gives you, like you said, it also gives you a chance to pick and choose your battle, because maybe by Friday you might have, you know what? maybe I was wrong, or maybe the whole situation was wrong. Let me look at it from another point. Let me look at it from another view. Let me change my perspective. It might not even get mentioned by the time it comes Friday. So it could work both ways if you just ponder on it for a while before just jumping and you ready to go at his neck for something that could be resolved within your own self. So
yes.
Just
so Jerry says, what happens when you have that conversation and he or she just says, oh, you're insecure? It happens a lot. And they do that to try to throw you off so that you won't confront them or you won't say anything. And if you with a man where you cannot come to him and voice your opinion, every time you say something, you're insecure, you're with the wrong man. Because he's the one that's insecure. You're with the wrong man. Okay, Brenda says, I don't know about you single ladies, but I'm taking the advice from this man. Maybe that's why you're single. Wow. Girl, good luck with that, honey. Good luck.
Every woman is, obviously we see that every woman is different.
Right now doesn't mean that you're doing the wrong thing. It could mean that you're moving cautiously so that you won't make the mistakes that you made in the past and that you're not accepting any and everything that you have accepted. So don't feel bad that you're single right now. You're in position. You're positioning yourself. You're preparing yourself for the one that God has for you. So
no, I disagree. And we ain't got time for me to lay it down on why I disagree.
Don't be afraid to do your work. No, don't be afraid to do your work. You don't have to rush into a relationship. Don't be afraid to do your work, ladies. Sometimes you need that single time to do your work on yourself so that when you get into another relationship, you know what you want and you know what it is that you don't want. And you're not afraid to let somebody go. You're not afraid that they're not going to come back. So in your single time, do your work, position and prepare yourself for the one that God has for you.
Oh, how much time we have? Because I got a story for this. No.
You know what, you guys? We're going to continue this conversation next week as a part 2 because I didn't even get through half of my list. I appreciate all of the input that you guys have given us. It was a very good show today. So I appreciate it. It went by so fast, you guys. So we're going to do part 2 next week because I still have a lot on my list. So Rizal, can you hold that until next week?
I'm going to hold this till next week. Matter of fact, we need to hurry and get through Thanksgiving. By the way, happy Thanksgiving, everybody out there. We need to hurry. Monday need to be here tomorrow because this, and we need more men. Like, share. If you like it,
invite a man on the show. I got the women. I need you to invite the men. I got all the women here. I need you to invite the men. Okay, you guys, I'm gonna need you to invite a man on the show so we can have somebody else, another man.
Or even if they got their significant others there, have them listen too and let them chime in.
All right, I gotta wrap this up because y'all not, Okay, I gotta wrap this up. So, ladies, if you want to be a part of the show next Monday, let me know and I can bring you on to the show. Just inbox me and you guys can be a part of the show. So thank you so much for tuning in to Warriors Talk with author and founder Lady ReShell and the Biz. Join us next Monday at 6 p.m. right here on Intellectual Radio, where we are changing lives one warrior at a time.
Thank you for listening to this week's edition of Warriors Talk with Lady ReShell. To find out more about Warriors Talk, follow at Warriors Talk, the number 1, on all social media outlets, and Warriors Talk with Lady ReShell on YouTube. Please join us next week and every Monday evening at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time on intellectualradio.com for Warriors Talk with Lady ReShell. We encourage, educate, and empower you into action.